how do things change for you defensively without Steph out there?
Still got to run around, guys like Buddy Hield and chase the ball. And in the games where Steph hasn't been playing and how he finished, I think 3.5 quarters or 2.5 quarters of the last game stepped up big for them, made some big shots, timely shots, and I think their system just kind of plays in and it's interchangeable, and they have guys who can shoot the ball, so it's just about being on top of things, doing our work early. Might be a little easier just because they aren't Steph, but nonetheless still got a tough task.
Defensively from game one, how did you feel overall about I mean, 99 points, 39% they shot, but still just like a couple of stops that you couldn't get towards the end?
I think the stops that we weren't getting is just the rebounds we weren't getting. That's what makes it a stop. Like you said, 39%, 99 points, under 100. They just had too many offensive rebounds, and that's what led to some more of those points. So it could have been 39 or lower percentage and less points or possessions here or there, give or take. But I think what hurt is they were timely. In the moments where we needed it, they were able to come up with it. So it's just making sure that tonight we don't allow that to happen.
Nickeil, how high is the confidence level that you're going to find your shot?
Honestly, at the end of the day, I understood one thing: law of the averages. And the more that I stress it, the more that I worry about finding it, the more that I get in my head about, what do I need to do to get it going, the further I get to actually doing so. I understood, and I had read like a little Bible sermon, and it just kind of talked about having an opportunity and having talent, so to speak, is all God-given blessing. So, he takes and he gives, like in the book of Job, but I've learned to stay faithful and trust my game. I come in every day, get on the table by 7:30, do my treatment, shoot, come back, lift, shoot again. So nothing's changed on my end. It's just waiting on the ball to go in. Any time now would be nice, but just got to keep doing my thing. So.
Is that kind of a team-wide thing? Like we've seen Boston in a few games and you guys in a few games where just like the misses kind of compound, and that seems more likely in the playoffs. Like, is it the pressure of the stage, or why do you think droughts for every team seem to last a little longer offensively this time of year?
It can be a little mental, I was watching a podcast, things like the Gobert podcast, and they talked about how players in the playoffs step up and their numbers or their averages go up. And that could be a little bit of internal added pressure of, okay, I have to do something to produce more than I was in the regular season, or it's heightened, so I have to rise to the occasion, so to speak. And all that stuff is, guys just wanting to be great, guys just wanting to win. But at the end of the day, you got to understand that, like, some of that stuff is not in our control, but the input, what it is that we want to do, if we want to win, can't really stress the winning part. You got to stress the rebounding. You got to stress getting back on defense. You got to stress moving the ball, making the extra pass. Those are the things that is going to get you the outcome that you want, as opposed to just worrying about that outcome. I think the lines can get kind of blurred, so to speak, and so just having that mentality, keeping that focus.
When you're one of the guys chasing guys around the perimeter through screens, on cuts, all this stuff, how much does it help you? You guys can get more on-ball pressure on like the hub, whether it's Draymond, Jimmy, Looney, or whoever.
When you're chasing, fighting through screens and running in the woods, it feels like you just have an opportunity to, with ball pressure, to catch up, and buys you a half a second, and in the NBA, a half a second is an eternity.
Nickeil, this team sometimes lets up if it sees star players out on another team. Have you guys addressed that ahead of Game 2 here with Steph out? What's the mindset and the urgency that you need to have collectively as a group tonight?
We are aware that they don't have one of the greatest shooters of all time, or the greatest, and it's just about making sure that the guys that they have that can shoot the ball continuing to shoot poorly like they did in Game 1, but making sure we come up with those stops, not letting guys like Jimmy, and we've seen what Jimmy has done in the past without Steph, so not letting guys like Jimmy have those deep playoff runs and take over and let him put his imprint on the game the way he usually does. And so it's going to take a collective unit the way it did in the first round and making sure that as a group we don't let up one bit.
Does it take a mental mind shift to go from playing teams where usually the guy on the ball is the one who has the most, like, has to pay the most attention, to oftentimes with like the Warriors, the guy with the ball is maybe like the least dangerous guy on the court?
You know, to me it feels like the Lakers series where it was like more ball screens, but now it's off ball screens. You know, you have two main pivotal players, guys that work well around them and designed through their offense to like play off of them. And so it's that same focus where you're just shifting it to off ball. That's how I see it. And the attention to detail is important. You know, when you're chasing screens, knowing personnel, not letting guys who come off the bench for them, you know, make big plays, like really forcing. Almost it feels like one guy to do it on his own and kind of take away the effectiveness of the team.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.